Okay, hello everybody. Hello everybody. It's been a little while since I've made a video directly for YouTube. And tonight I am working with Paperclips. There you go. I've been busy working on Christmas. As you can see the debris maybe on my desk here. Try and push that out of the way. And I'm almost finished with some projects I'm working on, but I want to make just some little extra bits to add on, and I thought of embellishing with some paper clips. So got a videotape while I played. I have no specific plans here, just going to kind of play as I go, and we'll see what we come up with. I was thinking of a few ideas, but I do have, let's see, I've got some large silver paper clips, some gold, this regular size paper clips, and then these, which I have no idea what you would call them. They were given to me, they were old. You must be able to still get these, but I don't know. I haven't been into a Staples store in a very long time. I might have to venture in and take a look. So, okay, let's get started. What do I want to do? Well, I thought starting with these guys right here, I thought of hanging some ribbon off of it. I had this ribbon, but as I'm looking at it, I think it just seems a little too wide. I think, I don't know, could maybe scrunch it up in here. But I don't think I'm gonna like the look of the scrunched. Maybe. Let's see. Is this the way I wanted to do it? I'm just gonna play with it. What I originally was thinking of was making like almost like a little banner. So I would double it, glue it to itself, and then this would hang down. So it would actually hide the paper clip and it would hang down, which could be cute on its own if I centered it with, if I had a poinsettia hanging down. I don't know, it's not that bad. Let's try it. I mean, it's not going to hurt to try. All I'm going to do is use up a little bit of my ribbon here, which is not the end of the world. There's always more ribbon. Put that into the scrap pile. You never know when you need scraps. So kind of straighten it out a bit. And then the end, part of me is thinking of doing a very narrow V-stitch, V-cut, but I think what I'm going to do first is, because I don't want this to fall off, I want it to stay secured, so I think what I'm going to do is get my glue set up. I'm going to put some glue right in here, and I want to glue the two sides together. The question is, do I want to glue it all the way together? It's a good question. So it's kind of cute on the back side too. See if I can center this a little bit better. So I could cut a very narrow V, but of course that would take out most of this poinsettia. A different option is I could glue it all the way down and add a little bit of lace in between here that would hang down. It's a possibility. Let me see what I have. is my little, I have a box where I just throw little odd bits left over, but I don't see what I need. So I'll have to, thankfully, I actually just got a little bit today. Oh goodness, come on. This might actually be almost too small, but I can get an idea for it. If I even these two out, see if I glue this in between the two. Nope. If I glue this on the outside of the two. All right, let's try that. So let's see if I can get this to glue. That would be the first sign if this is going to work. Let's try partially down. See how that goes. It's a thicker, see the glue is coming through in some spots. I think as long as I'm really, really careful. Put a little right here. Glue that edge shut. Maybe that's the key, and not so sorry, not worry about gluing in the middle. Maybe the key is to glue along the edges. Focus on the edge. So if I glue around right along the edge there. It's getting a little crazy with my glue tonight. Okay, glue it right along the edge. There we go. Yeah, I think not worry about gluing inside so much, because then you don't have to worry about the glue kind of bleeding out through the fabric. Okay, and now I want to set it into the position I want it to be in, which is like this. Oh, I'll put the lid on my glue before it leaks out everywhere. And then I want to cut these pretty close to even. Okay. I think that's the side I want showing out. Then we'll add a bit of trim right to the bottom of it. So this is a little larger, but you know, it would fill a good space. It's, there we go. It's very festive, Christmassy. I mean, obviously it doesn't have to be for Christmas. I am just doing Christmas right now. This would work for just about anything. Alright, so there we go. So theoretically, this part you would slide onto your page or onto your tag, like that, and then it would hang just like that. Ah, it's pretty cute. I really like it. Works for me. Okay, we're going to let that dry. see what else we can make. Okay, let's play with, what do you want to play with? I have some of this velvet, which is very, very pretty. Let's see here again. Pretty, it's too thin for this, I would think. See it? If it was just a little bit thicker, it would make more sense. I'm wondering if this one is big enough. Oh, I think that would work. Except the problem is, so this is what I'm thinking. If I cut it here, see this part is hanging. There's this huge paper clip that you would see on the page, which I don't like that. So what if I did it up here? I know, you may be like, what is she talking about? I know, I'm thinking in my head. I think this is one of the downsides of doing a process video. I guess this is what this would be called. Like, you're seeing my process right in front of you. I'm trying to get better about speaking out the process. Okay, so there. Okay, so what I would do is I would glue this little bit to the back here, and then this would hang like that. I was thinking about this. I really was thinking about this velvet hanging and then using buttons, like securing buttons somehow to it as it hung. Of course, I'm not liking any of these buttons. I don't know, it's a thought. I feel like it would have to be more than just the buttons. It needs something else. Let me play with that. If I have this velvet hanging vertically, and I had some buttons, let's say this guy, maybe it's just because that color. One more with, nope. But I feel like it does still need a bit of something else. Maybe along with the velvet here, I added another little strip along it. See? And then I could pull in this color of the velvet. Originally I didn't pull any buttons to go with that because I thought, well, you wouldn't be able to see it on that velvet. But if I add to this, see, look, add that, maybe a green one, that kind of, oops. I don't know about the yellow. I think it kind of takes away the Christmas out of it. Sorry if my head's in the frame. It's a cute little one. That would work. Okay. Already thinking too much. The whole point of this was to not think too much and just kind of throw a few things together. So, overthinking it a bit. Not bad. Trying not to do it though. I wish I had a slightly different color red button. I've never been so picky about colors. I never knew that I would be so picky about colors. I saw one, where did it go? That one's the right color, but too big. just dump them all out. That one is a little bit better. A little bit. Slightly. That's the one that's too big. Like my button mess. My goodness. Buttons everywhere. Nope. I think that's what we got. Little red button. Got this from Dollar Tree. Just a little jar full of buttons, and it's actually come in very handy. Ooh, look at this one. Oh, this didn't come out of this. This came out of my button jar. My littlest, youngest, got into my buttons one day and made a big old mess of them. So grandma's buttons got mixed up with Dollar Tree buttons, and there was buttons everywhere. Okay, I'm just going to move all those over and I'll clean it up later. There we go. Never have too many buttons sitting on your desk. Okay. So, let's glue buttons down. I guess I'll cut trim. Let's cut it. About there. I should have glued the button down. Had them in a nice spot. It's alright, we'll come back. We'll come back to you, buttons. Let's do this. How did I figure this out? Right. I'm going to clean up this edge. Give it a nice straight edge. I'm going to put it through, I guess that would be the top of. And then I'm going to fold it over as neatly as I can to about there. Okay, and I'm going to glue this. If I can open my glue with one hand. I want to make sure it's nice and secure. And I'm going to, I guess I should have done this before gluing it. Yeah, I should have. Should have flipped it before gluing. There we go. And then I guess this will end up being kind of long. Maybe I should have cut that a little bit smaller. I don't know, let's see. Put my 3 buttons on and go slightly smaller. Oh. Let's see some of the velvet at the top. So about there. I'm going to cut it a little below. Yeah. We do want to cover the paper clip. So I should have paid attention to that. Do want to cover the paper clip. And then I'm going to cut a V into the bottom. Now I have to tell you, while I'm sitting here cutting this, I'm thinking to myself, should I glue it to the paper clip? Well, you might think, well, yeah, because then it won't flop all around. Well, yeah, that would be true, except then you wouldn't be able to use the paper clip. We have to be able to slide this paper clip over paper. But I'm wondering if I put a little glue up in There, when I flipped it, if I had stuck a little glue up inside here, that would have secured this a little bit better. And I wouldn't have to worry about it flopping all around. But I think once it dries and is settled, it's going to be pretty secure there. Oh, I left my glue uncovered. Ah, look at that. I just started using this jar because I got tired of trying to shake my glue down, but I am not in the habit. My old habit was use the glue, stick it down. Shake, 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 shake. So I gotta get back in the habit of sticking the lid back on, or else I end up with puddle o' glue in the bottom. Not fun. Not fun at all. Right, so we will center that on there. Okay. Then button brigade. I'm going to leave the threads in this one too. There you go. Before I finalize it, where'd that green button go? I lost it. I don't know about that really dark button, but I like the shape of it. See, this one's so flat. This button is so flat compared to the other two. They're so raised up. Ooh. Unless, because of size, I do this. Let's try it. See, sometimes it's just positioning it. It's not too bad. Again, am I overthinking it? Probably. It's a bad habit. It's a hard habit to break. Okay. Go with that. I also know everybody's eyes are different, and what they perceive as pretty and beautiful could be different than what I do. So it looks good to me. Stick that guy there. Good. Stick that guy there. Lovely. There we go. So this is paperclip, trim. Ooh, 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 ooh. Gotta let it dry before you start messing with it too much. And if I put enough glue on there, you know what? I'm gonna go and re-glue this and add a little bit more glue to it. I'm afraid I didn't add enough glue. I want to make sure that it's going to stay secure because it's going to be moved off and on potentially. So I want to make sure it is secure. Okay. Just re-put it down where it was. There we go. Set that off to the side to dry before I mess with it too much more. All right. What else? What else? What else? Well, I was thinking about this velvet also. I had an idea, but I'm wondering. Stuck my scissors in the glue. Not a good idea. I am wondering if I could cut it into a thin strip. Oh goodness. Do I dare do it? I'm going to do it. Cut it into a thin thin strip. Of course, what I want to do requires a fair amount. This velvet happened to be a find at a secondhand store. I just happened to find it, and it was a really good deal. So that's what I'm thinking, is tying a knot in it. Because I have these lovely little jingle bells. Let's see, two of them. Let's try two. And I have these. Now I don't have it in gold, but I'm thinking I can use the black. And what I'm thinking is, I was eating dinner when I started thinking about what I could possibly do tonight. And I had this thought. I actually got up from the dinner table and drew it on the board. And I don't think I like two on there. One jingle bell. I wish it was a little bit bigger, but my local craft store had teeny weeny and extremely large. So we're going to go with teeny weeny. And my thought was, could I work this up into the knot there? Pull it down. Okay. Yep. Okay, I'm going to go a little bit higher. There. Got room to make another knot. I need to go just a little bit further. Oh, I hate to do it cutting the velvet. Oh, I could have done this with something that was not the velvet. I just had the idea of this red velvet and the gold and the jingle bell. I don't know, it just kind of spoke to me. Alright, well I cut it off, so that's where it's going to have to be. So I thought, let's put another knot in the middle. Oh, I should have done this with the green. What was I thinking? I've got like yards and yards of this green color. Should have done it with the green. Well, if this work, I'll do a few more. Okay, downside I'm seeing to cutting the velvet is I'm getting a lot of fuzzies. And I don't know if that will stop eventually. Okay, and one more knot. Yeah, I don't know if cutting the velvet was a good idea. Maybe if I had a thin ribbon, could do this with. I just really liked the idea of the velvet and the jingle bell and the gold color. Come on. Need one more knot. Okay. Somehow something got tangled up in here. Okay, so the cutting of the velvet definitely did make a bit of a mess. That I can say. I don't know what that is. That is not a paper clip. I mean, it is, but it's not a, it's missing something. Okay. Well, after all that, I don't know if I love it. I definitely got my velvet a little mixed up. So you got velvet on this side, and I got the back of the velvet right there. So when I was tying that knot, something happened. I have to go fix it. But I mean, if I had, let me see if I've got something here I can use as an example. So too much stuff stacked everywhere. Oh, so here's an example of a tag I made. Let's see if it was stuck. Put it on the front side. Well, it's kind of long, isn't it? It's kind of long. I agree. I wonder if I just did the one knot. Let's do this. Can I get it into this knot right here? See, not every idea is perfect, and you don't really know it until you try it. But sometimes it can lead to another idea. It's usually what happens to me. Sometimes my ideas, they hit it right off. I'm like, yeah, that was awesome. Oh, well, look at that. I like that better. Double jingle bells? Put 2 jingle bells on, you say? Well, let's try it. Oops, I'm trying to open the wrong side. Okay. And here. Again, won't know until I try it. This won't hurt anything. 2 jingle bells. I liked it better with 1. Maybe you like it with 2. Here, I'll show you with 2. Whoop. There we go. Okay, so there it is with 2. Not a fan, personally. I think I'm actually going to I'm going to leave the one that's a little lower. And I'm going to take off the higher one. I'm going to leave the second knot hanging down. There. Cute, I think. I think that would work. Nice little, just a little addition. But it works. All right. Let's do what? One more. Let's do one more because I have this stuff. I'm trying to remember what this is called. Oh, I know what I want to do. I did this the other day. So this is, oh, this came off of a curtain, balance, fabric. Earlier today, there's a bigger piece of it. And this was sitting there, and I just kind of whipped it up, and I was like, oh, well, that came out pretty. I just took, we'll do another one. All I did was I took this, and gave it a snip through. Goodness, of course, now I'm recording myself. You think it would work? Nee. Oh, I don't know what I just did. It was so much faster and easier. Okay, there we go. See? And so this was it's a lighter, airier fabric, and I just did a quick tie-on, but it looks like a bow, doesn't it? Which is cute and adorable. And I have a bit of white here. Again, it's a lighter fabric, and I think I'm going to try it with this too. See what happens. So I'm going to go for, you know what, that's a little, about an inch. Let's say about an inch. Give it a rip. I have another one. Oh, I have an idea. Hold the phone. Okay. So I did have this stuff, right? What if I put them together? Ooh. What's this called? Organza? Is that what this is? I, for the life of me, can't remember. I mean, normally get it in big sheets. And this is, this again, I don't even know where this came from. It appeared. I have lovely, gracious people who give me stuff all the time. And it gets all lost in my brain sometimes, what came from where and what I just found at secondhand stores. Okay. So... let's try this. Okay, so it's a little thicker here. I think because one, it is literally a thicker fabric because this was so gauzy. It's a thicker fabric, plus I added this to it. So it feels kind of, I don't know, pretty thick right here. Chunky, not as nice and neat as this one. You can compare them. This is a much smaller. And, I don't know if I can. Yeah. So I think this general idea may work best with gauzier material. Okay, but there it is. With the green, which is cute, I would say. You can have your opinion. But I think it's almost too big for this paper clip. Like it's, yeah, overshadows the paper clip a little too much. So not as cute as, say, this one. But still works. All right. I think that is all I was going to do. One other idea. You know, I'm looking at this. Hold on. Oh, this is not the same. It's not the same. I thought this was more of this, but it's not. Something completely different. But you know what? It's also still a little too thick for, even for this one. That would not work. What about... that's pretty close. Yeah, but it's such a rigid... nope. Nope. Would have to find just the right thickness. We got a zipper. Now I'm just thinking, I should grab this out of the bag. Got a zipper here. It's a little different. Okay, it's a lot different. You can say it. That's fine. It's a lot different. But sometimes when you're playing, you just have to try the things that are a little different. And then you find... could be cute in the right setting, especially if you were able to add, I'm looking in my drawers. If you had just the right thing to add to it, you know? A little flower. Feeling that. I got a drawer of greenery. Don't have much left in my drawer of greenery. I used to have a drawer of greenery. Yep. mean, I just like it because it's different, you know? Could have it unzipped a little. And of course cut it off right there. Thinking. I mean, I could decorate with... Oh, I forgot I had this in here. Two different things. This, I mean, if you had something like this, all you'd have to do is glue that to the top of the paperclip. Oh, this is my weird paperclip. There. Oh, I'm out of gold paperclips. I'll just use this one. I mean, just glue that at the top there, and you got yourself a little piece. You can always add more to it if you wanted to have like a bit of ribbon or lace hanging off of the bottom of it. Something to play with it. And I'm not playing with the zipper idea. I'm not in love with it. Not hating it, but I think I have to find just the right thing to stick right there. I think if I had, I don't know, it had to be something that was thick and solid, could hold its own shape, that would match. But alright, well that is it for my video tonight. We made a couple different paper clips, played with some ideas, lay them all back out here amongst the debris. So, little jingle bell one, and we had this one right here. I mean, any of those would work to add on just a little bit, just a little touch to any page, any tag, just a little added embellishment. Alright, that's it. Thanks for joining me and watching on the channel, and happy crafting!